Good morning everyone and welcome to the online class of database. I hope you all have understood the topics which I have discussed in the last few videos. So today I'll be discussing about the few key concepts of DBMS so that you may understand that how we are going to create a table and what all are required for creating a table in SQL. So let us begin and see that why converting from a flat database to database management system is necessary. There are many types of database management system softwares which we know, out of which relational databases are commonly used where the relationship between the two tables can be easily formed, which makes it very easy to access or retrieve the data from the database. Now let us look into a few points which are required to create a relational database. The first point is that relational databases do not store all the data in the same table because it may create data redundancy or inconsistency. So it is very much required, or you can say mandatory, to store the data in different tables. The second most important point while creating a relational database is that repeated data should be moved to its own table. So wherever required, the data should be created in separate tables. Now the third point is, as the data is moved to a separate table and data are stored in different tables, so this way it makes it very easy to connect two tables through a common field. You mind it that the two tables which are connected in a database are linked by a common field. The process of linking is now called as relationship. So when two tables are linked together, they formed a relationship. See an example here. I'm taking two tables. One is a patient table which contains the record of the patients, and the second one is a doctor's table which contain the details of the doctors who are observing those patients. Now suppose that Zeph, Lisa and Frank are being observed by Dr. Hyde, and David and Rachel is being observed by Dr. Jekyll. So the doctor ID confirms the name of the doctor. Instead of writing the name of the doctor every time in front of the patient details, we have created a separate doctor table which is containing the details of the doctor. So whenever a new patient joins the hospital or came into the hospital, you just need to enter the patient record and fill the doctor ID, and the doctor details can easily be retrieved from the doctor's table with the help of doctor ID. As both the tables are connected together, relationship is being created with the help of a common field, doctor ID. Now let us look into some of the DBMS key concepts. So the first one is database schema. Database schema is basically the representation of the structure or design of the table in the database, which can include the table, columns, relation, constraints and relationship which you are forming from the different tables in the database. The second important key concept is the database instance. It is actually related to database schema. Database schema was a structure of a blank database. However, when you put the data into the database schema on that design, that is called as database instance. You can also say like this, that database instance is a snapshot of a database that exists at a particular time having the data contained in it. So whenever the data is included in the database, that is called as database instance. Third important key concept is metadata. Metadata means the data about the data. Whatever data is stored in the database, the information or the details related to those data is considered as metadata. For example, I have stored a name in the patient table. So the name, what is the type of the name? Is it a string type, integer type? What is the length of the name? What is the description about the column? So all the details related to that particular field can be called as metadata. Metadata is basically stored in a data dictionary, or you can also say that data dictionary contains the metadata which has all the definition of the field which are added as the data in the table. Now, the fourth most important key concept is data constraint. Whatever data is stored in the database in the table must fulfill some of the rules and regulation or the conditions so that it can be easily validated when the required data is stored. For example, if the name column has some constraint that there should be a character inserted to it or a string inserted to it, so no one will be able to enter any particular number in it. That is how the name field can be validated, that the string value should be entered in name field and the integer value can be entered in roll number field or a class field. Those rules and regulations are defined as data constraints. This can be also given as, you can say, the most primary constraints are primary key, unique key, check constraint, default constraint, foreign key. Many others are there. We will be reading it when we will start creating the table in SQL. So you can just understand like this, that the rules which validate the data are called as data constraint. Now the fifth one is the query. It is one of the important key concept of DBMS, which is a kind of command which help us to retrieve the data which is stored on the database server. Now, this query is usually written in SQL, structured query language, which is a special kind of language or a specific language which is created for specially queries. Queries are, you can also understand that queries are just like a question you ask from the database. For example, you want to retrieve the data for the you want the details of the student whose name is Ram. So you have to ask a question to the database to retrieve the data. The question which you write in SQL, structured query language, that is called as query. Query is further divided into two parts, which is select query and action query. Select query is basically used to request the data from the database from one or more tables which are connected together, and an action query will help you to update or modify the data in the database. The sixth important key concept is data manipulation. It is basically the result of the action query where we try to modify, update or add the details in the existing data. Means the data is already inserted, and if you are trying to delete, modify or change the data, then it is called as data manipulation. There are different commands to do such kind of action, that will be insert, update and delete queries command, which we will be learning in the coming videos. Last and the most important key concept of DBMS is database engine. Database engine is basically a software component, or you can say a program, which a database management system, a DBMS, uses to create, read or update or delete the data from the database. So any action which is done in the database which is used by DBMS software, that is called as database engine. It is further divided into two major components, that is storage engine and the query processor. Storage engine is something which writes the data to and retrieves the data from the table. Now query processor, it accepts and executes your SQL command. So something is there like a storage engine which writes your data. Whenever you put the data into the table, it is written in the storage engine, and then whenever you try to retrieve it, it is retrieved or accessed from the same storage area which is in the disk. Now query processor will accept your SQL command when you are trying to run any kind of command to retrieve the data. So query processor will execute that and give you the output from the storage engine where your data is written or you can say saved. That's all for today, students. Go through the whole video properly, and if you have any problem, do write to me. If you have not subscribed to the channel Career Zone, do subscribe it so that if a new video is uploaded, you get the notification. And stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.